Blak, straight like that.
Peace and black power. It's the God Blak. And before I continue, in honor of our brother Darren King D. Seals, aka Young OG from St. Louis, who was recently murdered not far from where Mike Brown was slain, I ask you to join me for a brief moment of silence. Thank you, family. A few months back, I was visiting the Loop, and I got a chance to sit down with the brother Darren Seals and discuss the recent uprising that took place last year in Ferguson. Now, this was one of the brothers, and matter of fact, this was one of the first brothers on scene assisting Mike Brown's mother to seek justice for her son. Hear the first account of what really happened on the ground, the truth about the Black Lives Matter movement, and where all those millions of dollars donated went. Unfortunately, our brother was physically taken from us, but his spirit will never die. So listen to his own words directly from his mouth as he makes his position clear on the battlefield. Black power and long live the spirit of Darren King D. Seals. Peace and black power, family. It's your brother Blak, straight like that, and I'm here in St. Louis, Missouri with my brother Darren Seals, aka Young OG. And this brother was one of the brothers who helped organize and mobilize during the Mike Brown incident in Ferguson, Missouri. How you doing, brother?
Fine, man. How you doing?
Pretty good. Now, how did you first start with the organizing and mobilization in Ferguson after Mike Brown? Because I know you were one of the ones who actually started it.
Well, when it happened, he died. When he was murdered, I received a phone call maybe 30 to 45 minutes later because he died so close to my home. I just went out there, and then I really didn't even know what I was doing. I just knew I wasn't going nowhere until we did something about it.
No, so you get out there on the scene, you hear that the brother was shot and killed. You get out there, what's going on?
Yeah, it was just people in the community coming together, a small group of people, black men, black women. We was trying to see what the hell was going on, and why was he gunned down like that? And we weren't getting no answers, and then we was just trying to backtrack and figure out the story. Someone said he stole. We was like, okay, he stole from the gas station. What that got to do with it? Like, you know, so we was just trying to figure it out. And then we was just trying to check up on his moms and see how she was doing and all that.
So now you're out there in Ferguson organizing and mobilizing. At what point did the Black Lives Matter movement get involved?
Well, technically they never got involved. It was just a slogan to us. It was just, we had, for start off, it's hands up, don't shoot. We called it the hands up, don't shoot movement. And, you know, we in the streets maybe 16, 18 hours a day. So of course, you know, we need chants, we need, you know, just electrifying the movement. So we come in with the hands up, don't shoot, no justice, no peace. We want freedom, freedom. You know, we chant things every day. Then someone came with the Black Lives Matter. We sing songs that said Black Lives Matter. So that's catchy. So we started saying Black Lives Matter. And it caught on. It became so big the whole time. We never even knew this is actually an organization of lesbian and gay people. We just saying Black Lives Matter because it's catchy. We never had a meeting with these people. We never even knew they existed. So we actually created Black Lives Matter through our energy, but the whole time they were an organization and they had different plans, and what they was doing was they was allowing us to do all the hard work, mobilize from the streets, go to war with the police, while they sat on Twitter and tweeted about it to the world. And most of the world, they're not here in Missouri, they scared to come here and see what's going on. They're watching it on TV. So they want to get the truth somehow, so they're going to Twitter to get that truth. But Twitter's not going to tell you the truth because none of the people from Ferguson were even on Twitter. I mean, I didn't even start a Twitter page until Mike Brown's funeral. At that point, it was already, you know, it was already a big story. So they were using the Twitter accounts to create these GoFundMes and create these different PayPal accounts, all in the name of Ferguson, all in the name of Mike Brown, and going under the name Black Lives Matter. So if you from the outside looking in, you see Ferguson, you see Black Lives Matter, right. You think, oh, these people legit. So they sending these people thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands, even millions, from what I've been told, And what I've read online, they say George Soros, he's one of those small hats, I think. He
Indeed.
They said he sent $33 million through organizations like Black Lives Matter, Operation.
So hold up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have a GoFundMe account set up and different monies being brought to Black Lives Matter because the fact that they're in Ferguson protesting with the brothers and sisters out there. So ultimately the money was sent for Ferguson.
Yeah. Money was sent for Ferguson. Like they were.
And what happened with this money? As far as did y'all see this money? What were y'all?
Never seen a penny of that money. Like if you go in Ferguson right now, it's nothing but abandoned buildings. There's no. Mike Brown Sr. He finally just probably 3 weeks ago opened up a youth center, and he still can't get no funds in it because all the money's been tied into Black Lives Matter, all these other organizations that had nothing to do with Ferguson.
And Black Lives Matter have not.
They haven't reached out.
Reached out to Mike Brown Sr.
To
help him with his youth center.
I mean, they call, do a little talking, take a couple pictures, you know, but then it's back to business. It's all politics for them now, because now they running for mayor of Baltimore. You know, the dude D-Ray, he had nothing to do with Ferguson. Oh, I mean, we were doing actions. We going up in the mall, shutting the malls down. The police come, he hiding in the car, tweeting about it, like he's scared to even get involved. And we didn't even know who he was. He just popped up out of nowhere. He just came from Baltimore, and he clicked in with the other gay people that was out there, and they started a little small group. And we really didn't pay them no mind, because at the time, you got to think about it, we in the middle of a war. There's thousands of people getting shot at and tear gas by police every night. So we had no time to really check into who's who, what's what. We just seen a group of people, you know, tweeting, and eventually that became Black Lives Matter.
Now you talk about because we all know that Black Lives Matter is really Gay Lives Matter, and it's really a homosexual organization based on promoting homosexuality. At what point did the brothers and sisters in Ferguson realize what was really going on, and in fact that they helped? Like you say, create, but I wouldn't even say create, because it wasn't something y'all created. Y'all made them though.
We did.
You know, they created, you know, the agenda, but y'all put them on the stage ultimately.
Exactly.
At what point did y'all realize that Black Lives Matter
we realized
was a homosexual agenda, and their agenda was to push homosexuality through protesting in Ferguson?
Well, we realized that when the smoke cleared and the dust settled, and the media was gone, and the police wasn't out there as heavy, and then everything was online now. So, you know, we live in the social media era, so of course we online now. We on Twitter now, we on Facebook paying attention to what's being said, what's going on, because everything's going viral, and we just catching up. Because like when the action in the streets slowed down, then we start seeing what's going on online. At that point, they had all became social media superstars. I mean, these cats went from, like I say, D-Ray, when he came to Ferguson, he had maybe 300 followers. Now he's up to 20,000, and every day it's growing. So we done created a monster, you know what I mean? At that point, we couldn't stop it, but we realized there was a whole gay agenda, because everyone they put at the forefront was gay. Brittany's gay, Alexis gay. They did a whole fake gay marriage. 2 girls that met in Ferguson. When they first got to Ferguson, they was dating men. They came together, did a fake gay marriage, just so they can get funded. Now the white folks, they give them they bought them a car, put them in an apartment, paid it up for 1.5 years, 2 years. The other guy, Charles Wade, we found out he's gay. They sent him, they sent him about around 250,000. Then D-Ray, he's gay. So everyone that's put in the forefront is gay. And not only that, they're not even interested in the community anymore. They're not even interested in getting justice for Mike Brown. Now it's a whole, we're fighting for gay rights, we're fighting against homophobia. It went from being about Mike Brown to we don't care about Mike Brown anymore. It's all about our original agenda. We just exploited the Mike Brown name and movement.
So it was never about Mike Brown as far as Black Lives Matter.
It was never.
And Black Lives only mattered when it would give them a platform.
Think about this: how can Black Lives matter when heterosexual black men ain't even a part of the movement? You can't make a black life without the black man. So how can Black Lives matter? So it was never about that. It was just it really was a genius slogan, which turned into an even more genius robbery. I was so to speak, because what they did was they found a way to use Twitter to exploit the death of a young black man to make millions of dollars and create their own different solo careers. They launched their careers. That's all they did. They used Mike Brown's death to launch solo careers in a gay movement. So now you don't see me, you don't see Tory Russell, you don't see Spook, you don't see any of the people who they don't talk about Josh. Josh, he doing 8 years right now. He was one of the main faces out there. He only 18 years old, but he was 17 years old on the front line every day. You don't see Low Key, he was 16 years old, Lost Voices. They was out there every day sleeping outside. You don't see any of them anymore. Only people you see are a selected few.
And now what happened to these brothers and sisters you mentioned?
Well, from what I was told, Josh, he was caught in Quick Trip setting a bag of chips on fire. Never been in trouble before. This is his first offense. Even if he did or didn't do it, he should have never been doing 8 years behind that. But now he's in the penitentiary doing 8 years because he went against the system, the public defender. They made an example out of him. They said in court, we want to make an example out of him so all the other protesters can learn. But he had no money to fight the legal defense.
Wait a minute. He was accused of lighting a bag of potato chips.
But they made it sound like an arsenal, like he burnt down a Quick Trip. But if you go over the Quick Trip test, it wasn't a Quick Trip that you seen when it first. It's a whole different Quick Trip, one different part of town. They saying he tried to light that one down and burn it up, but on the video you just see him with a bag of chips setting it on fire. Nothing caught on fire for real. So now he's doing 8 years behind that because he didn't have the money to hire a lawyer. Because Black Lives Matter, of course, got all the money.
Right. And because I heard a lot of the protesters, in fact, are incarcerated. A lot of people who were mobilizing and organizing.
Even a lot of people I don't even know personally. There was so many people out there. I mean, they were snatching up cats. I'm getting called songs from my cousins that's in prison. And they telling me, man, cats getting 5, 10 years. And one of the brothers, Ali from New Black Panthers, he was one of the first ones out there doing like security and kind of like keeping people out of the streets and keeping everything organized and kind of keeping things neat so it won't, so the police won't have an excuse to try to hurt no one. Him and the other New Black Panthers, he's doing 10 years now. They saying he threatened to bomb the arch, some crazy stuff like that, and that was bogus. But again, he doesn't have any money to fight these cases. We talking about poor people from the hood that ain't never had no money. They just going out there and fight for what they believe in, but they don't got no money to go against the system because people like Black Lives Matter taking all the money, putting it in their pocket, not using the money to help the people.
Now Mike Brown's mother, I've seen you in videos with her several times. Are you still in contact with his mother?
No, not at all.
Now, is she in contact? Like, is the Black Lives Matter, are they helping her? And what happened? Why aren't you no longer in contact? Because I seen you on the videos. In fact, one of the videos I put out, the hate producer, I used to clip when she was out there, protesting, and you was, in fact, right side by side.
Okay. No, I'm not in contact with his mother anymore. Originally, when it first happened, I was concerned with the mother. Black mother just lost her son. I walked her home. And she just cried to me. She threw up. She was real sick. She was just really lost, and she didn't know what was going to happen, what to do. And I told her, I gave her my word. I said, I'm not leaving. I'm not stopping until we get justice. We're going to figure out what happened to your son. So originally, she was very supportive. She was out there with us every day. But when they got to it, man, they started, you know, they sent Al Sharpton, man, he getting in the ear, telling her what to say, what not to say. It became so big in the media that it went from getting about justice for Mike Brown to how much money can we get from Mike Brown. So eventually, the father, Mike Brown Sr., he had to step up. But she was slacking that because, like I said, they got to it. It was in her ear. And she wasn't even and if you notice, like, even with the Trayvon Martin situation, once the media and Al Sharpton got to it, she went quiet. And that was the biggest thing that took the fire out of the community. Because even with Black Lives Matter and all those different things coming in and leaching, as long as she was mad, the community was mad.
Well, you do realize this is what the Al Sharptons and the Jesse Jacksons are in fact paid to do.
Yeah,
there's an incident, you know, they come around the country and pretty much calm down the language of those who were affected the most, which would be the parents.
I ran Jesse got a can fit when he came down here. I made him leave. I told him, like, bro, you gotta go. That was me. I told him, like, you gotta leave.
That was you specifically.
I told him, he came to Canfield, walked up on him, the security guards, man. I told him, you gotta go. We don't need you here. We don't want you here. You gotta go. And he left. So I know the play, but at the same time, they had so many people in their ear, they didn't know who to trust, who to listen to. And of course, when they turn on TV, all they see is Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, so they thinking, you know, these are the people to listen to. But
so as far as right now, with the brothers and sisters who were trying to mobilize and organize, or who in fact were mobilizing and organizing, what's going on right now? What are they trying to do right now? Because it's to my understanding that, well, it's not to my understanding, it's to my knowledge that the police terrorism that y'all have been facing and that we as black people have been facing across this country has not stopped, it has not ceased.
Actually, it's gotten worse since Mike Brown died. We seen Gene Powell, Vonda Myers. I mean, at least, not just in Missouri, after Mike Brown died, at least 8 to 10 different young black males were murdered by cops after Mike Brown.
After Mike Brown.
And then they say around the whole country, they say the numbers say like 1,134 black men have been murdered by cops since Mike Brown died.
So what happened? What do you think happened to that spirit then? Why isn't? Because you know, we were talking, and you know, you talked about the police shooting at the protesters and all that, and which actually was it? What was going on with the brothers? Like, I know brothers wasn't just taking it.
No.
I know brothers wasn't just getting shot at. I know brothers wasn't just getting ran down on the police. What was the community doing at this time? You have the police shooting at brothers and sisters.
I mean, brothers was shooting back. Brothers was definitely riding up, shooting back. I mean, at some points the police was running scared, hiding. Like, brothers was out there united, but
the community had the police hiding.
No, the police was like literally after the decision, Darren wouldn't be charged for Mike Brown's murder. I mean, I got pictures on my phone right now to show you, like, police hiding behind the trucks because brothers is riding up, shooting up their cars, dumping choppers, handguns, whatever, like not even caring. 2 cops actually got shot that night. 1 cop got shot and a bullet went through his shoulder blade, and they said he could never work again. He was a U City cop. U City, Missouri, that's a different municipality in St. Louis.
Right.
But a cop got shot that night. Like, dudes was definitely coming out. But at the same time, like, the police are able to continue doing what they're doing because they're funded. And it was discouraging for a lot of people that put in so much hard work only to get it robbed from them by a bunch of, you know, Black Lives Matter people that we don't even know they had nothing to do with. Yeah, sexually confused.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Men and women who really don't have no place in the movement and really don't have no concern what's going on with us. They just want to get some money and, you know, be your next Al. They trying to be the next Al Sharptons, the next Jesse Jacksons, but they really wasn't for the movement. And at the time, we didn't realize that what was going on. And by the time we caught on to what was going on, it was too late. They had already, the damage was done. So a lot of brothers and sisters, they still got to eat, you know, they still got to go to school, they still got to go to work. So the energy died because on top of all that, you know, you're not seeing his mother anymore. You're not seeing her crying in the streets anymore. You're not seeing her, I want justice for my son anymore. It's more so like, I got money now. I got to be quiet. I can't talk about certain stuff in the media anymore. So eventually the fire just died out, and then now it's back to business as usual. So it's still people really, you know, trying to make moves and trying to galvanize the community and mobilize and organize different programs and stuff for the community, but it's not how it was because people didn't see, people got tired of doing the same thing and expecting a different result. We wasn't seeing real results produced from what we was doing.
Now, I hear that, but to me, having police hide behind cars and scared, that's a result, and that's a start.
Yeah.
So things have pretty much calmed down in Ferguson as far as the brothers and sisters organizing and really mobilizing. But careers have been created out of what happened in Ferguson. For example, in Baltimore, there's an individual out there, Darren.
Yeah,
D-Ray out there, D-Ray, D something.
Yeah.
And he's out there in Baltimore, and I believe he's running for some office out there, and he's getting a lot of, you know, can you tell me what's going on with this? What happened?
Well, him, he wasn't involved at all, man. He was just somebody, somebody just popped up one day, and he was just sitting on the sidelines, tweeting. And he's a so-called, you know.
He's Black Lives Matter though, correct?
He's Black Lives Matter, yeah. He's Black Lives Matter. But when he came, man, he came in the point we had this event called Ferguson October. And Ferguson October, I think we had a concert. Cornell West came out. A lot of different rappers came out. Bungie, Tyler Quali, Common, Jaziri X, a lot of Dead Prey. We had a lot of fun at that time. So he comes in, he just trying to see what's going on. He was opposed. He came in and made it like he just wanted to be involved. But he wasn't really involved at all. He just sat on the sidelines and just tweeted about it. And as he kept tweeting, his Twitter following became so much bigger and bigger and bigger because we didn't have time to tweet. We was in the middle of, you know what I'm saying, middle of the war, middle of the actions.
Your hands was full, basically.
My hands was full. I didn't have time to pick up. And then at the same time, we using Facebook for a lot of information because Twitter, being realistically, a lot of black folks don't use Twitter. That's not where we get our information from. We use Facebook. So whenever we need to reach out to the people, we going to Facebook, reaching out to our people, let them know what's going on. He using Twitter because he's catering to a white audience. He wanted to impress the white folks. So he's building up his following, and then all of a sudden he's doing interviews because people are starting to recognize, well, this guy has a big following. He's out in Ferguson, so he must be a leader. But he hasn't led anything. He hasn't been involved in anything, and 99.9% of people in the city don't even know who he is. He don't know. The only reason why I know who he is because someone brought it to my attention. Like, man, someone's really been making a come up off y'all movement. You need to check and see who this dude is. So when I met him, when I first met him, I kind of was just, you know, I didn't think too much of him. You know, he just like, yo, I'm D-Ray. I want to get involved. I want to help out. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Seen him at the mall. I said what's up to him. I kept it moving. He ended up doing an interview, I forgot for what outlet, but he started doing interviews for CNN and different outlets. And they was calling him a leader, and he never corrected them. And that's when I started noticing, wait a minute, this guy has a different agenda, because anyone else would have been like, no, I'm not a leader, I come in to support Ferguson, I came here to, you know, he just taking credit. She's not saying I'm the leader, but he's not stopping them from giving him the credit. And that's why his name grew. So now he's having meetings with Hillary Clinton, President Obama. He's the face of Black Lives Matter now. All of a sudden, he's running for mayor of Baltimore, and his whole background story is, I protested in Ferguson. I was a lead organizer in Ferguson. But what did you organize? What did you lead? You didn't do nothing but tweet the whole time we was in the streets. You know what I mean? If you look at the footage, look at the pictures, you talk to anyone from the city, they're gonna say, who the hell is D-Ray? What did he do?
Well, you know, protesting has such an ambiguous meaning now.
Yeah.
You know. So basically, before we close, is there anything you would like to say? And I just wanted to tell you, brother, it's important that you stay in this fight. and that you continue to organize and mobilize with the brothers and sisters out here. Because as you said, it hasn't stopped and it's not gonna stop. But is there anything that you would like to say?
I think it's important that people learn from our mistakes we made in Ferguson and become a little bit more intelligent and become a little bit more aware of what's going on. Because
real quick, I don't mean to cut you off, but you said the mistakes. What would be one of the mistakes?
The mistakes.
And then I want you to continue.
I think the biggest mistake we made was believing everyone was our friend and everyone that looks like us. It's like an old saying, all skin folk and kinfolk. We made the mistake of believing just because people were black and they was coming to our city that they really was for the movement. They really was for justice. And if you think about it, and I had said that from the jump, because I came from the streets, so my mentality was they ain't been caring about us. Police been killing us all these years, while all of a sudden all these people come and pretending like they crawl all of a sudden because it's a big media circus, you know. So you gotta watch that.
Now, what would be some of the things you would tell the people to look for when people come to your aid who may look like you? Matter of fact, who have to look like you, because the reality of it is if you don't look like me, then
you're not even getting close.
You shouldn't even be able to get close. So what would be the things that you would say to look out for in situations like that?
I mean, we gotta learn from all the mistakes we've made through history and become more educated on things like COINTELPRO. We gotta, I mean, how did they take down Marcus Garvey? How did they take down Malcolm X? They always use, I call them black cracks. You know, you crack it hard, you crack on the inside, you come with a black shell. You know, they send people in, you got white man education, you got a European mind, you got a European agenda. You know, we gotta watch out for that, and we gotta be aware of all these smiley faces, because a lot of people, when it's a lot of media, there's a lot to gain from the energy that's being put towards a black movement or a protest or whatever you want to call it. A lot of people gonna come in with the intentions of gaining from your shine. You know, they're gonna try to launch their organizations and launch their, they're gonna try to run for mayor, they're gonna try to run for governor, they're gonna try to, you know, that's just a game. And a lot of black folks, we don't realize that until it's too late. So what I would say is learn from what we did wrong, and whenever, if and when this happens again, make sure you know who's on your team, and make sure you know what's their agenda. Because we don't have the same agenda, we can't be in the same fight. And that's probably the biggest thing I would take away from Ferguson and the whole experience is we had so many people coming in pretending to care about Mike Brown, but they had ulterior motives, they had different agendas, whether it was money, political power, or they just want to get their faces known for social media. So many people had different agendas, but Mike Brown became the last thing on their list. Like justice was the initial agenda, and they stopped being about that. So I mean, that's the main thing I think people need to look out for when all these people coming into your city and coming into your town, coming into your hood. Make sure they really with it. Make sure they really care about black men and black women and unifying black people instead of using the white man's tools and the white man's money to spread us even further apart. Because truth be told, Ferguson went from the biggest and most powerful thing we had in a long time to now everyone's fighting each other because they're fighting over money, they fighting over positions, they fighting over who's who and what because, you know, everybody had a different motive. Not everybody, but the outsiders that came in, and some of the, don't get me wrong, some of the locals sold us out.
Basically, there was already an agenda when they came in town to help, and really they just came up in their agenda.
Exploiting and soliciting, that's all they did.
Well, brother, I really appreciate your time. You know, it was definitely an insightful conversation to really hear from someone who was on the ground, and not just someone who was on the ground, but someone who was involved and helped, in fact, spearhead what was going on and what we've seen in the media. And so I appreciate your time, and it's important, like I said, for you to stay in this fight, young soldier. Stay on the front lines, and I will definitely see you soon, my brother.
Appreciate it.
There you have it, brothers and sisters. We have to be very mindful when we hear things like Black Lives Matter. It has a way of clicking in our mind. Because the reality of it is who would not hear that and think, yes, black lives do matter? However, you have to ask yourself, when the people who are saying this or who are presenting this to you, at what time or at what point do black lives matter? You know? And you have to look at this. Do they matter in the womb when you're saying that you are pro-choice? Do they matter when we're trying to create institutions and youth centers and your organization can't give a dime after you've in fact made money off of the loss of life that these youth centers are for? Or is it when you can gain the most media exposure and coverage? It's your brother Blak, straight like that. Peace, Black Power.